Hey guys, I know I haven't done an NXT review in a long while, and I apologize for that. I've been very busy, and I've also been under the weather the last couple of weeks, but I am back, and I'm here to start doing these NXT reviews, and let's get to it. This is the episode from February the 20th, 2013, and this is the episode where we have the dumbest announcer in the history of wrestling. Now, I'll get into that a little bit later in the review. So we start off the show with Tatsu against Bray Wyatt. This is the first time Bray Wyatt's wrestled in a long time, and this is just a complete one-sided match. It is just all Bray Wyatt. And I don't think Tatsu gets one offensive move in this match. If he does, it doesn't last for too long. Bray Wyatt gets the win. After the match, he calls in Luke Harper and Eric Rowan and shows them what happened last week when they lost the tag team titles in the finals of the tournament to Adrian Neville and Oliver Gray. So, Wyatt slaps Rowan in the face, and then he talks to Harper and says, Harper, you're the one that cost us the tag team titles. He gets slapped in the face, so Rowan and Harper start fighting each other, and Bray Wyatt is laughing. He's loving it, and finally stops them, and it looks like the family is all together. To the back, we get, Sasha Banks. Oh. Well, tonight, she's about to find out who her secret admirer is, because in the middle of this interview, she gets one more note, and it basically says, you will now find out who I am. And from behind, she gets attacked by Audrey Marie. Audrey Marie comes back, and she says to her, I'm out of action, and you take my spot. Now I've come back, and I'm going to take yours. And she just leaves Sasha on the floor. So now we go to the next match. El Local against Xavier Woods. Now this is where the commentary just gets completely stupid. Not William Regal. This guy, Tom Phillips is his name. I swear to God, has to be the worst announcer in the history of wrestling. The worst. And that's going far, because we've had bad ones. But this guy's the worst. So, Xavier Woods, he has this gimmick where, he's more, of like a 90s person. He doesn't have a cell phone. He has a beeper. He uses toll phones, to call people. He's listening to his Discman, listening to, 90s music. So he goes in and he says, oh, Xavier Woods, he looks like Steve Urkel if he grew up. Steve Urkel from Family Man. Yeah, you remember that show? Family Man? With Urkel? Family Man? So anyway, I'd go into this review of this match, and it's a pretty good match. El Local does a good job, and Xavier Woods does too. And then in the middle of this match, we get the single dumbest, stupidest question ever asked on wrestling television ever. Tom Phillips, again, asks William Regal, say, William, what do you think El Local means? What do you think El Local means? Well, let me think about this for a minute. So I do know my Spanish. El means the, and local, spelled L-O-C-A-L, like the word local, means local. So it's the local. Jeez. Anyway, Xavier Woods gets the win. I'm done reviewing that match. So we go to the next match. It's Audrey Marie in her first match back in a while against Sasha Banks. And this is a pretty decent match. This is a viewable match to watch. It's a good back and forth match, and Audrey Marie wins with a half Nelson face plant that knocks Banks out for the 3 count. She gets the victory. So we go into the ring. We have a special segment. Tony Dawson, please come back to the booth for the next episode. Please come back. Interviews Tyson Kidd. Now, of course, Tyson Kidd had that leg injury, and he's out for a long time. So, he's on crutches, and he talks about how, his rehabilitation is going good, and that he will come back in due time. And then Dawson brings up when CM Punk said that Kidd was one of the workhorses of the WWE and one of the more underrated wrestlers, and he really appreciated that, and it really meant a lot to him. Well, during the middle of this, here comes Leo Kruger out to the ring, and he talks about how, I see prey, I go after her prey. So he goes into the ring, he corners Tyson Kidd, and he takes one of his crutches. And it looks like as he's about to attack him, here comes Justin Gabriel running into the ring. Kruger leaves the ring and backs away as Gabriel helps out his friend. And then we go to the featured match, the main event. This is a non-title match, by the way. Conor O'Brien against Big E Langston. And again, Tom Phillips, the first thing he says after Big E Langston comes out, and I quote, "This is gonna be a car crash." Oh boy, way to title up this one match. You already told us what we knew. It was gonna be a car crash. And it really was a car crash. It's just 2 big guys, muscular guys, just fighting over. The referee disqualifies both men after both men just refuse to listen to the referee. And O'Brien rolls out of the ring. So after the match, Big E Langston is standing in the ring with the NXT belt when all of a sudden here comes Corey Graves. He hits Langston from behind, steals the NXT title, and walks up the ramp as Big E Langston is chasing him, and that's the end of the episode. Oh my God. So, despite the worst commentary I've ever heard from one individual, this episode is decent. It's a decent episode. You get a good match with El Loco and Xavier Woods, a good segment with Bray Wyatt, a good reveal for the Sasha Banks storyline, Tyson Kidd's interview, that's a good segment, and then the car crash that Tom Phillips mentions. It's a decent episode. It's just a decent episode at best. Can't really praise it too much, but it's decent. It's decent. It's not the worst, but it's decent. And that's my review of this episode of NXT.